Oh, dude, speaking of butt fucking, I gotta tell you about this movie.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Oh, that's good poppy.
oh, dude, are we double popping?
Oh, we're popping.
Is this a double popcast?
We're getting regular
Whoa.
on the sody pops.
Oh my gosh. Sponsor us, Poppy.
Poppy, sponsor us. Also, if that doesn't get things moving, good old fashioned black coffee will. So going for it.
I think we've talked about Poppy far more than we've talked about green lumber at this point.
Probably,
so.
yeah. One of those companies, well, you could make those companies work together.
Yeah.
If you're trying to clear out for a good weekend.
You want to clear out for a good weekend, too.
Have a couple poppies.
Hey, buy that Weekender pack on Monday. Start drinking your poppies Monday. You're going to be all clear out by the time the weekend comes.
Friday night, you're going to be ready to do it.
Friday night, you're going to be lean. You're going to be a lean machine.
You're going to be feeling snatched, as the people say.
As the kids say.
As the kids say.
Snatched. Did you know what's cool is you can be snatched and also kind of fat? I found this out recently.
Really?
Because there's people like kind of fat. You can't be like too fat. But there's heavier girls that are snatched, and it's because like their waist, which I learned is right at the belly button, is still like.
Oh yeah,
that's still like in.
That's a Victorian good-looking lady, is what.
Yeah, it's the old Jessica Rabbit look, dude.
Yeah,
that's one thing we need to go back to.
You're talking about extremely attractive, curvy ladies.
Yeah. I guess I am. I guess I'm just talking about curves.
What's on the mind, my guy?
Oh, God, the tariffs, dude. That's all I'm thinking of right now.
Well, easy now. We don't want to get all political again and piss off a bunch of dumb 20-year-olds.
Yeah, I don't even know. You're always going to piss somebody off, you know? Because you remember there's that Jordan Peterson clip where we're, like, making fun of Jordan Peterson, like, calling him gay. And then people, cool. As we do.
Most people, including ourselves, are kind of dumb.
Yeah, everybody was coming in just like there was this guy who was just like Jordan Peterson is like so much more important to society than you, and then now we're making fun of Cory Booker, and we got hordes of stupid Gen Z people,
dumb bastard after dumb bastard.
But I don't know. I'm Gen Z. I had more faith in Gen Z. I thought we could see through that. You know, like if you watch
probably. But Johnny, you threw it at the masses. You're
gonna
catch a couple.
That's gonna happen.
Hey man, we were tuna fishing. You pulled up a couple of fucking retarded dolphins. Like,
how come you never pull up the people that are just like, oh, good clip, guys. Oh, that's funny. Good job. It's always the freaks, dude. There's like there was like I don't know. It's like if you think that Cory Booker's speech means anything, then do you think pro wrestling's real? You know, like
sure.
These.
I mean, Cory Booker, more like buy me a hooker. I'm tired of politics, dude. I stand by this. My line in the sand, and not one politician has been here for it. Really, is I want to vote for whoever's trying to make the most people bust in a good way.
I agree.
I've yet to see a politician run on that platform.
Single issue voters here.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get the Lou vote. You gotta tell me you want us to bust in a good way.
Do you say there's like a bill? There's some state bill somewhere. I think it's like Ohio, or maybe it's a more red state than that. But they were like trying to pass a bill that was like any man who like comes in a way that's not for the sake of procreation could get fined. And
let me tell you, fellas could be racking up a bill.
Dude.
Are you kidding me?
I would have a whole separate savings account.
Visa and MasterCard are gonna have to open up accounts for dudes busting, dude.
This is your cum account, sir?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to my load broker. What? What are we talking about? Are you kidding me?
Like you're about to go home with a girl. You're like, dude, hang on, let me check my bus score real quick before we go in there.
Try to actually do sincerely semen retention. Your body will go to war with you by night 4.
Yeah,
you're gonna start having wet dreams as an adult again.
Yeah, dude, I've never been on the side of semen retention. I think it's bad. I think it's bad for you.
You gotta gum it up.
I know we're at distinct odds on this. And I think that's how it'll always be.
I made
this
it
podcast. This podcast
I've made it
is like
legitimately 1 week years ago, and I was
gonna
talking
say,
with Carl the whole time.
Our podcast is like the crossfire of just holding and cum. You're like, this is why you should do it. I'm like, this is why you shouldn't.
First of all, that joke is supposed to be just out the gate silly irony. Like everybody should get it. But I have met guys sincerely afterwards like, brother, what are the benefits you're getting? I'm like, oh no, dude, this is lost on you.
Yeah,
also, you're clearly not getting benefits because you have no idea about social cues and humor. It's like you're so backed up, you don't know what a tee-hee is, my guy. Go let it out.
You're so much better with a sauna and an ice bath than you are with retaining your semen, I think.
I mean, if I could afford to do two of those things more than letting one out.
Here's what you do. You go to the sweat lodge.
No.
You do the dry sauna. You do the wet sauna, ice bath, dry sauna. Go home, and you have a little game where you start jerking off and you try to come before you fall asleep. I think that's the move.
That's every time I go to the sweat lodge. What are you talking about?
It's a little race.
Yeah, I take some melatonin and let her rip, dude.
Yeah, no, I think that rules, dude. I was gonna say that we moved on from this, but since
we can
we're
go back
pissing
to
off,
Buck, man. You want to go back to the Booker, man?
Well, I just think that the more I watch it, because I finally watched a little bit of it. I hadn't watched any of the Cory Booker speech.
Well, I mean, it's literally as long as a season of 24 plus one.
Well, all of these commenters were really schooling me on it, and they were like, "Oh, like how dare you? He was actually doing great things for the country. You're just a dumb virgin or whatever." And I was like, "All right, well, let's hang on. Sit my ass down and listen."
We got to put a pin in that because I do want to talk about
got
up in arms about something. But
all right,
let's keep going.
We will, but I was like, time to sit my ass down and listen, and I decided to watch a little bit of it. And there's this whole part where like he's got the floor, and Chuck Schumer's talking at him, and then then Chuck Schumer says something like, "Anyway, I yield the floor to you." And Cory Booker says, "You cannot yield the floor to me, sir. I have the floor." And everybody was posting that like, "Oh, big win." I'm like, this is no different than like an RKO move. Like this is like the C-SPAN is just WWE for losers. I think
100%, man.
It's just dork WWE.
When I was like a young intern lobbyist, right? I remember the first time we had to go to state politics before we went to like federal politics, and just this grizzled old my boss at the time who actually ruled, but like he was in it so long that all the chauvinistic bullshit was lost on him, and he was the one that taught me the term that DC is just Hollywood for ugly people. And I was like, God damn. He's like, yeah, none of these people matter. Most of them are stupid. They just do things for money. They want to be popular, but they suck too much to do anything meaningful. I was like, fuck, dude. And then I was like, what are we doing as lobbyists? He was like, we kind of work for maybe evil people that want certain things to be law. I was like, just talking to a grizzled old person, like somebody that's so in the system or the proverbial swamp, that was just like, hey, man, you can't beat them, join them. This is the bureaucratic nightmare we've made. And it's weird because American corruption, I think, is like it still showers every day.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I think most people think of corrupt governments as like third world countries where, it's like you slip a cop a $20 bill and they're like, all right, get out of here, you rascal.
Yeah.
But no, in America, it's like, nah, dude, it's just white collar corruption. Like at the top. It's like, oh, okay. Like we can't bribe a cop, but it's like, oh, if you're a congressman, you could bribe a federal judge. So you go way above. You go way above cops. You're like, it's above your pay grade.
Lobbying is just bribery. That's all it is.
It was. I can't believe this. I might have been like one of the only people to get out of lobbying to pursue maybe going to law school, being like, at least these guys have a soul. like it's
at least they're doing the right thing.
There's so many jokes about lawyers being like, hell soul-sucking pieces of shit. I'm like, you should hang out with some lobbyists, dude.
Yeah. Hey, there's always a bigger fish,
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think this all comes down to the fact that there were two different types of kids in the '90s based on the shows they watched. So there's the guys who like grew up watching Walker, Texas Ranger.
We're gonna use '90s terms because I was like, you got cool kids and you got.
Well, sure. No, that's essentially what I'm saying. If you grew up watching like Walker, Texas Ranger, or maybe if you're a girl or you're gay, you're watching like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something, right? And then it's like, if you did that growing up, then maybe now you're like going crazy when like Stone Cold throws up double fingers, or you love The Undertaker or something. And then if you grew up watching The West Wing or Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, one of those Sorkin dork shows, now you do the exact same thing, but it's when Nancy Pelosi like rips a paper. You all start clapping like
oh my
hyenas.
God, she's doing something.
Like, whoa, she bodied him.
You remember when all the was it Democrats wearing like dashikis or whatever? I don't know what they were wearing, but they were just
for
wearing,
George Floyd.
Yeah, I was like,
I remember that.
what are we? How is that not super racist? Like, do we
Oh,
know
it
if
is.
he had any?
It for sure is. Don't worry.
God damn it, dude.
Whose idea was that? Who was just like, all right, guys, here's how we're gonna.
Well, it's like when you go so far into trying to be an ally that you inadvertently become racist again. Where it's like, oh, what are you doing, man? Like,
yeah,
like, oh, that's a tough sell.
Yeah. It's like the whole like fucking like liberal mom thing. What upsets me is they're having their comeback right now because
liberal
like,
moms,
like the we want to have brunch type of liberals, you know, because like now they're having their time in the sun because Trump
did get pretty conservative in the last decade.
Well, brunch
you go
is
to
a
brunch. It's never-ending mimosas and people letting their slurs out before noon.
Dude, brunch, I think historically, at least in recent times, has been a neolib thing. It's been like a center-left, like Hillary Clinton type of thing.
I also,
you know?
I got to tell you, buddy, I lived in a college town for most of my adult life so far. Brunch was for hungover sorority girls.
Well, for us, yeah. But now that like Trump's president and he's like burning the world down, it's like now they have permission to be like, oh, we told you so, and it's like,
hey, also while we're covering our ass here, because this is what we do, sorority girls, please never stop going to brunch. You guys do make it fun. I love that. Keep going. Good for you, ladies. But yeah, lib moms.
To all the sorority girls that listen to this podcast,
which
our target demo,
pretty good demo, dude.
That would be a great demo.
I will say.
What do we need to do to get them? What do we need, dude?
Be a little bit hotter and talk about more girl topics, I guess.
I think. Well, here's something I discovered.
What's a girl topic we could talk about? You're pretty good on The Bachelor.
Let's jump back to Buffy. Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Bachelor. I can do Bachelor talk all day.
I hate to say it. I look around. I'm like, God damn it, dude! I'm aggressively too much for the nerd boys, which I love my nerd boys. But I'm like, damn, dude, I am in a subsect culture.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh boy.
Well, that's the troubling thing is when somebody points to comedians and they're like, oh, these are clearly like dorks who like didn't get laid or whatever, and then like they grew up and then they decided like being a comedian was the only way to be cool. That does trouble me. Because I do think
feel cool as a comic.
Yeah, sometimes.
Really,
dude. You ever crush and you feel cool? You ever have like weirdo, like you're around like weirdo open micers that like look up to you? You feel cool compared to them. Like you are like it's like that whole thing when Adam Conover did that whole thing about like alphas and betas and how there is no true alpha and true beta. You're an alpha in certain situations and you're a beta in others. If you like find an avenue of a thing you're good at, and comedy is for dorks. Comedy was like founded by dorks. It's meant for dorks. And it's like if you get into that and you become the quote unquote alpha of that thing, then you're finally the cool guy in a certain environment,
I guess.
I think that's very true.
It goes away almost immediately. And I
disagree.
I'm too tired.
I'm not saying I feel cool all the time, But like, it depends on what you're doing, right?
I know you've been feeling cool lately. That was so funny. A couple episodes back, we were like, these fucking kids don't know I crush. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah,
like,
no, I do think that.
I was like, yeah, dude, you're on a
but
cool guy.
that
streak.
stems from insecurity too, because there's
Sure.
like a need to prove that you can crush.
Which insecurity, not cool.
Not cool. Exactly,
Not cool.
insecurity is not cool.
Not
So
cool.
I'm still insecure. You know, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
dude.
gonna lie about that.
Hey, but
but sometimes
your
I think I'm
faults,
cool.
Pretty cool.
Yes,
Admitting,
yes.
yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. So you're secure in your insecurities.
Anyway, the point I want to make is that people, when they do come
Cory
at us
Booker
with that,
did bullshit.
yeah, Cory Booker fucking sucks. That guy's a loser. That's
25
the point.
hours, dude. We could have taught him how to fucking shoot an AR-15 better than that nerd on the roof in Pennsylvania.
Dude, you
Which
could have
we
listened.
don't want anybody to shoot anybody.
Definitely do not do that. We're not
No.
behind a paywall anymore, so I'm going to say don't do that at all.
Don't
Please
do
do
that at
not.
all.
Do not attempt anything on the life of a famous
Or
individual.
anybody at all.
Well, I don't know. Let's not go that far. Let's not
Right.
castrate ourselves. I mean,
Oh, no.
maybe kill your least favorite podcaster. I'm not going to say who that is.
But
only one.
I was going to say, we're definitely making a list of some of those TikTok kids right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to have to walk. A malnourished kid's going to come at me.
Yeah.
Like-
No, the biggest thing I see, and I think some other podcasts of people that we know get these comments too on the reels, are just people saying like, make microphone equipment cost more. Like that's like the go-to response.
Whatever.
And that's
dude. Those people suck out the gate.
It's a funny response the first time, I think, but now it's like the stock response.
Well,
Or it's you guys don't get laid.
We
and
gotta
it's like,
talk about this because now this is what I put the pin in. So let's
right.
unpin this.
Yeah,
First
come
of
back
all, I will to the Rocketeers. Anybody listening to this? I do a lot of the like big edits, and then Johnny is in charge of a lot of the social media, which I enjoy because I don't get the notifications or have to deal with the comments. I don't really like reading my comments. I'm a sensitive man. People called me a coward for the Higgins boat joke. I was like, this is an impossible situation. I couldn't go back in time to volunteer for World War II, so I don't understand the logic. But anyways, my point being is, dude, you are tenacious in the way I went on TikTok for the first time in months to follow us because I was like, I should probably follow the Chinese Rocket Force TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I saw you getting in it with folk in the comment section. I was like, oh, Young Buck, you got the energy to do some arguing online?
Yeah, I regret that. You know, I think I was with you when we were at the Indy, and I just like it just started eating me up. I was just like, and it's
Well, I woke
quit
up to
it.
a text. You took a screenshot. And
Yeah,
I woke
yeah.
up one morning to a text of you being like, "Oh, we're getting lit up online." I'm like,
Yeah, and I did. Yeah, no, I had a moment of weakness where I was like, I need to set the record straight because we had people calling us MAGA, and they were getting like a bunch of likes for that.
People are dumb. They didn't.
I
listen
know
to the
people are
whole-
dumb, Louis, and I understand that now. And in a moment of weakness, I was
You
like,
get it now.
I was like, I gotta set the record straight. And I understand that's not what a good comedian does. It's not what a good entertainer does.
Color me flummoxed. Of the two of us, I wouldn't have guessed you were the Louis J. Gomez, Kurt Metzger in this scenario. Where you're like, I'm gonna fucking argue with these people online.
Yeah, and that's not who I am really for the most part. I just kind of I don't know, like because I've never done that in the past. You know, I've never.
Yeah.
We've gotten our shitty comments before.
all right.
I've never fired
And
back.
Here's what got you though. The final unpinning is when somebody attacked your aptitude for fucking. You were like, "It's on, bitch. I do fuck." And I was like, get her, dude.
Yeah, she said, just say neither of y'all get any. And I was like, one of us doesn't.
Absolutely. I've been tearing it up again.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good, dude. Wait, recently?
Yeah.
Like within days?
Within day, yeah.
Well, give me their first and last name right now.
yeah, look them up. Yo, dude, let me see a picture so I can.
Wait, are you gonna tell me privately?
Yeah,
who
maybe
was?
later. Yeah, I'm not gonna
All
do
right.
it now. My God,
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I've been lying, and I've
Johnny. She goes to a different city. Okay.
Wait, is it a comic? Can you tell me? No, you don't have
it's
to.
not a comic.
Oh, thank God. Oh, that would
No,
be.
I don't.
I'd be so disappointed if
I
it
don't
was.
think I've made it a long time. Lot of pretty comics.
There's a handful.
Also,
yeah.
I've been told by many female comics, maybe I'm doing this the right way. Female comics and friends that I project no sexual energy. I'm like,
Yep.
all right. Round
Somebody told me that the other day about you. Do you? Are you thinking of the person?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
because they literally told me to my face, and like part of me
was it when the
like,
three of us were sitting at that bar?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I
okay.
also had to explain it. I'm like, yeah, I had a long-term girlfriend for like 4.5 years.
That's true.
And we were literally talking about a dirt bag at the time. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a dirt bag maneuver. I don't like seeing.
But now, keep in mind where we were in that moment. Keep in mind who we were talking to. Keep in mind the various people who tend to.
Now the listeners are going to be furious.
The various people that tend to convene in that place. That dirtbag energy is kind of the norm, you know. Being in a committed relationship,
that's a lot of
still
our
giving
friends,
off.
dude. What the fuck?
That's fine, dude. I don't care. They're I'm friends with a lot of dirtbags. It's okay. No, and that's not. I wouldn't even go that far. It doesn't mean you're a dirtbag if you occasionally have dirtbag energy. If certain places bring out dirtbaggery in you, that doesn't mean that's who you are as a whole. I think people are complex.
I think I disagree. You can feel like a dirtbag, but don't act on dirtbag.
All right, what are you, Dr. Phil now?
It's just,
well, if you feel like a dirtbag, then you think you're a dirtbag.
Hold on, I can't abide an impression like that. If you're gonna talk to me like Dr. Phil, Johnny. Have you been a dirtbag? All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
Let me be the kind of guy who would be on Dr. Phil. No, what happened was this bitch came in here. I tried to run her over in my car, and then that's how they all sound.
Yeah,
and I remember, you gotta remember, I got a gun. That's how they all sound. They somehow both sound like It's like, how do you sound like?
Who was that? That was a loony. It sounded like a Looney Tune.
Every freak that goes on that show somehow sounds both like country and black at the same time, and they're usually neither. It's like a white person.
Well, that. Dare I say that is a certain demographic of the impoverished South.
Yeah,
a trailer park setting of sorts.
Yeah, I used to live in Mississippi.
Exactly. That's how you.
I was like, it's crazy how much. It's crazy you guys hate black people for how much you're trying to talk like them all the time.
Well, I think it's a real Clayton Bigsby type of thing. They have no idea. They're like, yeah, they sound like us.
Yeah, they took it from us.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers over here took our way of talking.
That's kind of sounded like snakes on a plane. Get these monkey fighting snakes off this Monday to Friday plane. Oh man.
Anyway,
but yeah. So, anyways, no, I agree. Some people, I'll tell you this much: I have been a dirtbag before, so I'm reformed dirtbag. But it only comes with. Some people are righteous enough to live a full life of never being a piece of shit. But sometimes you need an inoculation period, where you're just a monster for a little bit. And then you're like, all right, I don't need to be that anymore.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
For most men, I think it's from 18 to 28-ish. Like, you get a decade of being a real fucking...
I want to be clear. When I'm talking about the clientele at that establishment that are dirtbags, we were literally talking to one that night.
No, I know, and I don't want to. Hey, that one I don't want to name names on because I'm like that is beyond dirtbaggery.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna. No, that's a piece of shit.
That's a shit bag.
We talked to it just for people at home. We were at a show and we talked to a horrible piece of shit
who admitted to being being a horrible piece of shit, but openly admitted to the things they were doing.
Can we say the things if we're not mentioning the person?
No, I don't think so.
All right. That's fair.
It's monstrous. Maybe for the Patreon. You know what? On the Patreon, everybody.
On the Patreon.
Up. Yeah. Sign up for that.
On the Patreon, I will suggest somebody kills this guy. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, sure. No, but anyways.
No, but the actually underrated part of that, I do want to say, this guy who is admitting to doing horrible things, he was using it, and it took me a second to realize this. He was bringing it up for the sake of Riz. Like, he was trying to say it to impress and seduce a person he was talking to.
I will say that is an insane maneuver. It's like a pit maneuver in NASCAR where I'm like, wait, are you going to actively crash to try and win this race? And they're like, yeah. Yeah, have you not? And you're
It's
like,
a real, we got to cross the streams type of moment.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, just fucking monster kind of maneuver. All this will be on the Patreon, everybody.
Yeah, don't worry. Hey, subscribe to the Patreon, and we'll be transparent with you guys.
Yeah.
We need the money.
Oh, God. And how? Those $15 showcase spots aren't paying rent anymore.
Hey, I just booked my first headlining gig for $200.
I know. I saw it. You went online and begged the internet to let you headline.
Well, I think I just saw that I had the last straw of seeing a guy who shouldn't be headline, and I was like, hey, I shouldn't be headlining either.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't see a guy who shouldn't be. I saw a guy who's newer than me, and it made me feel bad. So,
wow, real Niles energy on that one, Johnny.
Yeah. No.
I love. By the way, Niles. I love fucking with you.
Shout out Niles.
Shout out Niles. Big Dog Niles.
Yeah, Big Dog Niles.
He gets so angry on stage. We were at the same night,
off
same
stage
show.
Too.
Yeah, just an angry fella, but in the most beautiful, fun kind of way.
Well, do you think it's because he lives he lives in that energy of Dante and Nicole? You know, it's like, how do you never have a moment to breathe? He lives in a house with those two. Like, I feel like it's constant. Like, it's probably constant, like, manic hatred and then occasional softness every now and then.
You know what?
And I say this with love to everybody involved.
We'll have to get Niles on the pod.
Yeah,
I would love to do that. But what were you were bringing up something?
Oh, I booked my first headlining gig for $200.
Oh, where's that?
Indiana.
Fuck yeah.
It's I guess, I mean, I'll save it for the butt plugs, but it's gonna be later in the summer, so I got time. Time for me to write 35 more minutes because I need to fill out that set. So,
are you doing 45 or an hour?
40 to 45.
All right,
I can do
it.
it.
Yeah. You fucking
I'm fine.
add a little bit of cornflakes to the meatloaf. You'll be all right.
Well, the moment I realized I could headline, I did 30 minutes for Matt Kahn one time at this weird room, like just outside of Grand Rapids, and they didn't have an MC, and so they wanted Matt to do an hour and for me to do a half hour. And so when I did that 30 minutes and I realized I still had like so much stuff I didn't do, I was like, I could, dude, headlining's easy.
Yeah. I will say the first couple of sets I felt like I was doing all right was, like, as a headliner, was actually the Don't Tell Grand Rapids just a couple of weeks ago. I finally had some headlining sets where I was like, oh, that felt like I actually did the job.
Yeah.
Because there's been, oh, man, I've been such a clunky headliner in the past where I'm like, just scotch taping bits together, no flow.
Also, nobody's first headlining gig is like a club weekend. It's going to be like, it's going to be some rough stuff. And
yeah.
And the point is, I guess, to try to establish that you're able to do that.
Doug, you were there at the first headlining weekend.
Was that Louis Trophy House? Was that your first?
Well, there was that. That was like the first stab. That's kind of the one where I was like, no, this is actually headlining.
Was it the indie, the Friends of the Room show that you did?
No, it was when you, Yang, and I went up to Frozen Squid. It was like the first weekend where it was like,
hey, everybody, scroll back to episode 4 of Chinese Rocket Force podcast.
Actually.
Good app.
Set a tone for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, that was the time, dude. I didn't realize that was your first time. That's
first weekend.
First weekend.
I like headlined pocket shows here and there, but it's like, you get paid to close out a show versus like being billed as the headliner.
Sure.
It's like, oh, all right. Like, so.
Rather than closing on like 20 on a showcase.
Sure, or like doing 30 to 40 somewhere, but it's like you're not on the poster. They're just like, whatever. Like, you're doing it. You're like, all right.
Yeah, now you're the draw.
Oh, look at me go.
Hey, come see this guy.
Look out, world.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so goddamn tired. I just got back to West Hazlitt, and I'm heading out to Dayton tomorrow. So
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, yikes, dude. I booked this month like a fucking idiot, dude. Because then I get back and then I got to go right back to Milwaukee. I'm like, come on, dude. What am I doing?
I do want to be clear on something. By going out public and begging for work, the biggest reason I want to move into headlining this year is I have like no money. And I don't want to have a second job outside of teaching. So the only way for comedy to be more lucrative is if I make like $200 on the shows I'm doing.
Yeah.
So
if I'm being honest, dude, most of that goes right back into the gas tank. And
sure. Well, it
maintenance
depends on
car.
how far you're going.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, I mean, if it's strictly around the tight Midwest, a little tight, keep it tight around the
keep it good
around the mitten.
Oh yeah, oh man.
I mean,
so
it's dude. I'll drive the same distance to make $15-$30. So that's
sure.
Fine. It's better, you know.
I actually have a date coming up at some point here, and nice lady I was talking to was
Is this the same lady that you?
Why do those details matter, dude?
All right, we'll talk about that later.
Get out of here, dude. Muspok Energy. I told you, dude. LDL. Let's do it, Lou. LDL Energy. Or honestly, I was thinking about this. MFM works for me as well because it's just Muspok Michael. It's the same. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. We are
just
the
a
same.
last name. Yeah.
We're just a couple of MFMs, dude.
Dude, just a couple of MFMs. But no. So I was.
Sorry. Wait, pause for 1 second. Is the picture lagging on your side?
Nah, it's just it's Riverside, baby. No notes.
Yeah, all right. It's lagging really bad on my side, but I'll trust the Riverside's got it figured out.
Yeah, Riverside's never let us down in the
Never
past.
once, dude.
Do you look like a pixelated nightmare right now on my screen? Yeah, but don't worry about it. Dude.
Oh wait,
It's
do
Riverside.
I really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the more you talked about it, the more it happened.
Oh yeah, my connection got all fucked up. Both of our screens on my side are like super choppy.
Well, don't worry about it. We can hear each other. Nobody watches this except for your mom, and she can just look at a picture of you. Well, you're blurry right now. And I'll be saying hello because maybe I'll be staying at Sopa and John's place this weekend. So
yeah, you should talk to them about it. My mom heard about it from listening to the podcast. She was like,
cool.
Louis knows that Columbus is kind of out of the way, right?
I don't care. I'm coming. I'm like Matt Foley. I'm coming.
All right.
Anyways, no, I'll hit her up about. I also do. I think I have a show in Columbus Thursday, but no, just kind of going back to like the comedy stuff. Somebody was asking me about comedy and like, is it a passion or a job? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like I do it enough that it feels like it should be paying for everything right now, but it doesn't. And then I just kind of came to this realization because every time we work with like a headliner at clubs where they're selling out the weekend, it's like comedy goes from paying like absolutely nothing to hilariously too much.
Yeah.
And I'm not upset. Like, I hope that happens. I want it to happen real bad, and that'll be cool, and I'll just be grateful and like remember the come up. But it is like, yeah, dude, like there's no middle ground. It's either like struggling, it's either like laughably struggling or laughably making too much.
And the appropriate pay is somewhere in between. Like the amount I got for the Matt McCusker weekend versus the amount that Matt McCusker got, somewhere between there is what we should be getting paid, I think.
Yeah. You're gonna want to go towards the middle of the bell curve, but that's just not gonna happen. That's how when jobs shouldn't exist or don't need to exist. That's how it's always gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no guild.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the guild on this one. The fuck are we talking about?
I hate to do this, but can I ask us to stop and start again just cuz it's like it's
God. Oh my
on this
God,
side.
Fucking internet. God damn it. All right. I'll try it.
I'll restart my computer and we'll try. I know it's all my fault.
Through the glorious move of editing, it'll be seamless.
Yeah, nobody's going to even know that we stopped, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just gave you more edit. But now it's clear.
I don't
Knock
give a
on
shit.
wood.
Dude, people love my edits, which, by the way, this is for the Patreon folk, did you watch the Patreon?
I watched the Eddie Murphy one. Yeah, the Eddie Murphy bit.
No, last week's Patreon. Did
Oh,
you
I saw
watch
the
all
very
way to-
beginning of it.
Did you see the very end?
No.
All right.
All right, I'll go check it out.
A little scamp. Every now and again, I edit something in there to be like, let's see if John does watch them.
I will say I was at Max last night, and that man came up a lot.
Paywall, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
How dare you?
No. Actually, maybe we want to cut this. I think he's going to listen to this.
I don't care. And we're back.
And podcast
so-
starts now.
Johnny, podcast starts now. Middle of the podcast starts now. I hope everybody's pee and poop break was instantaneous because editing lets us come back to you live.
Welcome back.
All right, so you're on the apps. You're out there dating. You're spreading seed like Johnny Applecum. What's the go-to? What's the picture order for folk getting back to the apps? Because I'm not on the apps yet, and I was like, all of the photos of me look insane or me on stage.
Should I just show it?
Nah, dude, you tell me your formula because some people like you gotta have a group photo, you gotta have 6-pack ab.
Oh yeah, you gotta have like a okay, yeah, because the group photo implies you have friends.
Sure,
I don't have any with friends actually.
you don't.
But
need
here's
it,
the
dude.
thing: there's pictures that people took of me. I think that implies I got a friend behind the camera, right? You know, like
Yeah, you would hope, unless you're a raving narcissist
All right,
that
so
just
the-
goes on solo vacations.
the first one is my professional headshot by Lon Horwedel.
Really, you
yep.
lead with a headshot? That
But
is
it-
crazy.
But it's a good picture.
Dude, I got Jim in the kitchen's dying on
It's
that
a good.
one.
It's a
Is
good
that-
picture of me, dude. I don't
Jimmy,
know.
that's psychotic behavior, isn't it?
But it looks nice. It's like if you see it, hang on. It doesn't necessarily look like a headshot. It's not obviously a headshot. It's just high quality. Don't Jim. Don't
Giant
bring it.
dumb hunk.
Shut up, dude.
That's such a push-heavy energy.
I know he can't hear me,
Even
so I'm just.
see your like old photo with you and a cat. Maybe you're like, look, I love something.
No, I don't do that.
Make a mistake with you.
It's
Look,
2 versus 1, leading with a headshot.
I'm not bringing cats. I'm not bringing cats or friends into it. I want them to know I'm down to business.
I
I know,
can't hear
but
him.
it makes
Yeah.
him feel good that I'm listening.
No.
No, it doesn't. He hates
Here.
it.
Here
He's
you go,
flicking you
Jim.
off so hard right now. All right. So hang on. So you lead with a headshot.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like a headshot. It looks fine.
It
looks-
does look like a headshot.
You don't know which one is I'm talking about.
I do because headshots look like fucking headshots, dude.
I'm sitting in a chair and smiling.
That's a headshot.
That's any picture people take of you.
No,
what are you talking
we
about?
all modeled up right now. Put it on screen. Let's see it. Yeah, dude, that's a fucking headshot. That's insane.
Oh, shut up. Hey, it works.
It works. Listen, I can't judge. You're the one that's out there sowing seed like a cum dumpster.
Second one is me looking cool with sunglasses.
All right.
Third one is me on stage.
Okay.
Fourth is me dressed as Chef Carmy and the Bear.
Okay. Oh,
fi-
that's a fun one.
Yeah. Fifth one is me at the gym.
Okay.
You gotta have it. Sixth one. Sixth
Gym
one.
photo?
Yeah. Sixth one is me in a suit with a tie.
Okay.
And the last one is me smiling outside of the Savage Henry Comedy Club, where it's like, and it's nighttime, so it's like, oh, I got a nightlife, and I'm wearing a cute a Western style flannel. So it's like you gotta like draw, like I think there's like a bit of like, oh, you gotta show that you're cute, but you can be a little sexy too, and then
Which
also
one's the
you have a
sexy
fun
photo?
hobby.
Hang on. Which one's the sexy photo?
Oh, that's the Chef Carmy and the Bear one, obviously.
Okay, obviously. All right.
Anyway.
I don't think I have any of that. Every photo of me, I look photogenically insane right now. So I think I'm just gonna put all the nice photos of me looking really good with my ex, being like, I used to have this, and this could be you.
Insert
good.
face here.
Yeah.
You should use the one of you with, I think it's you and Jake, and you've got a cigarette in your mouth, and you're flipping off the camera.
Yeah,
That's
all right.
sexy. That's a sexy picture.
I do look. Yeah, every now and
Yeah.
again, I have my moments. But,
Not a dry pair of pants in the audience. If you show
what's
that
funny
one,
is
I
Jake
think.
used that picture for a long time.
he
I
really?
think that's a soft catfish. I think that's
Yeah.
a soft catfishing.
Well, it's like I think group photos. First of all, group photos. The problem with that is like your friends did not consent to be part of this.
Yeah,
thing.
I do agree with that. Where one group photo of like a lot of people that you're in, I think does prove you're not a psychopath. So you might want to add one of those, pal. But
guess so.
we'll blur them all out then if you feel weird about it.
I guess so, but
But-
I don't know. I think if somebody took the picture, I obviously have a friend behind the
It's-
camera.
Okay, well it's been a long time since I've been on the apps, but I do remember every now and again, some of the ladies, it would be all group photos, and then you'd have to do some weird like process of elimination.
Yeah.
It felt like doing math.
You'd have to
for
look at
people's faces,
who's the
and you're just
constant between all
canceling
of
out-
these
yeah.
photos.
Yeah, it
you're
felt like
not
one of those fucking dentist magazines where you're waiting to be like, all right, which one's different? And then you're just doing and then you know what? Here's the formula. If I'm gonna use my mathematic formula right now, by instead of doing process of elimination, just find the ugliest one in the first photo, and it's them every time.
And I'll tell you
Is
what,
that
if,
too mean? I don't think.
but I'll
it's
tell you
mean.
what, if the ugliest one in the first photo isn't too bad, swipe right because it only goes up from there. you know?
Sure. Well, hey, can we hang out with all your friends? Let's go on a group date.
I have years ago when I was like 22, I went on a Tinder date with a girl and definitely hit it off more with her roommate. Like she was living in a sorority house, and I came to pick her up from the sorority house, and I hung out there with her and some of the girls, and there was just a super hot roommate, and we were like we had genuine like common interests and stuff, and then I had to leave to take out this boring lady that I matched with.
Did you hit it? You know, did you go back and talk to the friend more?
No, I thought that would be wrong. I was like, I'm here under these
All's
circumstances.
fair in love and come.
Yeah, well, hey, that should have been the name of the podcast.
It could have been.
It's pretty true. But no, dude, I just I don't want a new
No,
girlfriend
that's-
or
you
anything.
know what,
I
that
want
is-
to stay home and watch movies. That's all I want to do.
That is respectable because you got to dance with the one who brought you. You know, that was
Yeah.
that was a weird term everybody kept telling me in high school, which I was like, I've never once needed
It's
to
true.
be told that.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
true still, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You
I,
be a dirtbag gentleman. Dirtbag gentleman could have been the name of the pod.
That'd probably be pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I think that
Dirtbag gentleman.
that summarizes us so much better, and it's a much easier thing to explain than Chinese rocket force.
You know what? I'm not married to the name.
It's too late.
Switch it
I'm telling
whenever.
you, it's too late.
It's not. For dirtbag gentlemen, we could have cool leather coats we sell,
Damn, dude. I do like.
which would still be kind of homage to our old name because Chinese kids would be making those coats. So, you know, like there's a little nod.
It's for you guys. It's
And then they're going to grow up to get drafted and probably end
Fight
up in
China.
the rocket force. Yeah.
yeah. When we go to war, I found out one of the greatest Hong Kong filmmakers of all time, Johnny To. He's a huge fan of Trump. He just did an interview like yesterday and said he loves Trump, and everyone's upset about it. I'm like, well, okay, he is from Hong Kong, and
Yeah.
Trump does hate China, so
Sure. That's pretty much all you need.
you know,
Dude, I remember I met a kid when I was backpacking around Europe with old Adam Devine, who does want to meet you, by the way. Parasocially knows the shit out of you.
Adam
Which-
Devine.
Yeah, it's my buddy from just high school, college.
Oh,
probably.
okay. I was thinking of the guy from Workaholics.
Yeah, he gets that a lot, but I think my Adam
Is
Devine's
it
funnier.
the same Adam Devine? Oh.
No, different Adam Devine.
No, but I'm saying, is that the same name as the guy from
yes,
Workaholics?
yes.
Okay.
And they are fans of each other, which is weird, but we'll get into that later.
Oh.
But we were backpacking around Europe, and I remember we were staying with what I thought was a Chinese kid, and we're like, oh man, like where are you from? And he goes, I am from Hong Kong. And we're like, oh, cool. All right, Chinese cool. He goes, no, I'm a Hong Konger. And you're like, whoa, whoa, all right.
Yeah, don't get those mixed up, dude.
No, don't fuck that up.
Oh, it's like telling a guy from Palestine that he's Israeli. You know, you can't
Sure.
do that.
Yeah,
You can't,
and I've
you
never
can't mix
done
them
that
up with their
once.
oppressor.
Dude, I got to tell you, with my curls coming out and me not the plain schlubbishness,
Yeah.
I'm starting to look like a plainclothes IDF, and it's not great. I'm
bet.
walking around in public, and people are like, hey, friend, what are you? And I'm like, me?
We know what you're doing here.
Wildly depressed. So I'm like, I love that me as the most unkempt looks like, I just came off the lines. I can finally take my helmet off, so I
It's
don't
like-
have to worry about getting hit by a rock.
Who, me? I'm just walking over to the nearest mosque, and I'm going to tell them about some ideas I have.
Oh man, there were Mormons all
No.
over the gym today.
Were they
Trying
really?
to yeah, I didn't like. I was talking.
Stay out of the gym, Mormons.
I was talking. Well, hang on. I was like, "You guys recruiting hot people to this church? Because I'm down to join a hot cult." Actually, I was thinking about this the other day because it's MFM time.
Yeah.
I would join like one of those fun like sex cults. You know, Jim's in it again.
Dog,
Like,
what
you know-
happened? Did that conversation with our friend kick your ass in a gear and make you decide to become an MFM the next day? It feels like it just happened overnight.
Well, first of all, it was like, it's kind of like being the Hulk. You guys are like, oh, Lou's not horny. I'm like, what? Like, that's my secret, John. I'm always horny. Like,
Okay, all right.
yeah, I was like, what are you guys talking about? Like, I don't know. You can only be on the bench because you want to be for so long where people are like, what's the matter? Forgot how to play? I'm like,
All
all
right,
right,
take it
let me
easy.
Go take a slam
I don't
dunk
like that.
here,
I don't
but-
like that anymore. I don't like that you're in the game now. I don't like that we're.
You don't like that I'm in the game now?
No,
Oh,
no.
buddy. You better look out.
I think it should be one at a time. I think only one of us should be. I think we should tag team it.
Well, then you better put your ass on the bench, dude. Because 00 just got in the game. Dude.
Oh no!
I'm fucking jumping. I'm dunking from half
Oh
court.
god, this changes everything, dude.
Why is that?
I'm not having fun anymore.
You should be having fun.
No, you're gonna get everybody before they get to me, dude.
That's first of all, yikes, dude. I don't have the plate spinning stamina you do. It's out of control. Listen. I became horny. You were born in the horniness.
I am become horny.
Yeah, you are become horny, dude. You lived in Thailand. That
I
is
did.
geographically the horniest place. It's hot and wet all the time, and
Yep.
sex is cool there.
Sex is super cool there,
I was
dude.
born in Detroit, dude.
Yeah.
It's not
Hey,
a
dude.
horny spot.
And I also I moved straight from Thailand to Corinth, Mississippi. So I moved from Corinth, Mississippi to Thailand. So it was like a real 0 to 100.
Yeah,
in
you went
terms
from a
of-
speed bump to absolute nitrous.
Yeah.
Like, that's nuts, dude.
Which is crazy
Literally.
because those small southern towns, they're so conservative about that stuff. But everyone's getting married and divorced in the same town, and everyone's getting each other pregnant, and everybody's like half sisters and
Dude,
stuff.
it's that
It's
repressed bullshit. It's like, oh, why are all the chickens clucking so hard? And it's like, 'cause people are butt fucking in the barn.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
butt
like-
fucking in the. Well, they're not butt fucking in
Dude,
the barn.
butt fucking in the barn would have been a great name.
It's because the alliteration.
Oh yeah.
I wish they were butt fucking in the barn. They're clearly not because they keep getting each other pregnant, and all these shotgun weddings keep happening in the South.
Sometimes
If they
you-
kept it in the butt, that would have been better for
I was
everybody.
gonna say you don't always finish where you start, friend.
No, that's true. It's a journey.
Oh yeah.
It's a real getting back to the Shire moment at the end.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I had to scourge the Shire myself. I was like, oh, all right.
Dude, speaking of butt fucking, I gotta tell you about this movie. Is that gonna be the cold open?
I think it has to be.
Damn it.
Go on.
So I watched a movie.
Just give me a fucking second, dude.
I watched a movie with my buddy, and you'll never believe what we ended up doing.
You and Cory were hanging out?
Yeah. Me and K-Dog, dude. No, I watched this movie, Flight Risk. The new Mel Gibson joint. It's directed by a friend of the pod, Melly Gibbs.
Sure.
It's got Mark Wahlberg in it, right? And it's like the whole plot is the Wahlberg is so it's like Topher Grace is this guy who is on the run from a mobster. He just got arrested, and he used to be like a bookie for this crime boss, right?
Okay.
And he got arrested in like Alaska, and he's by this cop who's Michelle Dockery, and she's got to basically extradite him so he can be a witness, right? And so they get on this little plane. It's being flown by Mark Wahlberg. And once they're in the sky, they find out Mark Wahlberg's actually an assassin, and he's there to kill Topher Grace, right? And
Sure.
the huge twist, and it's in the trailer. The trailer gives it away. Huge twist is like they find out Wahlberg's actually a bad guy when it turns out he's bald because he's wearing like a hat and a wig.
Okay.
First part of the movie, and then when it turns out he's a bad guy, they fight and the hat comes off, and it turns out he's bald, and everyone's
Okay.
like, "What the fuck?" Like it's like horrifying that Wahlberg's bald.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
it turns out he's like crazy, so he's just straight in this mode of like, oh, I'm gonna kill both of you. I'm gonna have fun. I do this for fun. They don't even give me money, and Topher Grace is like nervous the whole time. And then the second half of the movie is Mark Wahlberg handcuffed in the back of the plane, just keeps threatening to rape Topher Grace the whole movie. So like they'll be like flying the plane, and they're telling Mark Wahlberg like, oh, you're gonna get your justice, and he's like, oh, that's what you think. I'm gonna rape you. And then Topher Grace is like, oh, please don't. And that's most of the movie. It's Mark Wahlberg.
Good to know Wahlberg's back to ad-libbing his lines again.
Apparently he did. I was reading about that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he was just riffing.
No writer was like, this is gonna be the hot ticket.
Well, I
lines.
saw an interview with Mel Gibson. He was like, yeah, Wahlberg just kept on riffing. He kept coming up with a lot of stuff. And you watch the movie, I'm like, I think he kept coming up with one thing mostly.
I think, yeah, that's probably what he would have said to the terrorists on 9/11 through the door.
he would have just, yeah.
If I get in there, I'm gonna butt fuck you. I'm gonna butt fuck you hijackers. I'm gonna grab you by your hits and slam you into mine.
I think that's what he said to that Vietnamese guy before he blinded him for life.
Yeah. If I wasn't beating the shit out of you, I'd be fucking the hell out of you.
This is the better option. Trust me.
Damn, dude. Yeah.
But it's like the best part is it's like played for laughs. Like, dude, it's the '90s again. Man on man rape is like a joke again. So
Yeah,
so
but it's also the youth hanging out with some of the kids around West Hazlitt. They're way more open about being bisexual and getting fucked in their butts.
yeah.
Even by getting pegged, they're like on St. Patrick's Day, the most Catholic of holidays. I was hanging out with one of these kids. I was like, "Oh yeah, Lou, would you ever let a hot lady peg you?" And I was like, "Excuse me, I'm 5 Guinnesses deep talking to Jesus right now. I don't want to think about that."
Yeah.
And now I have been thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. Probably not.
Oh yeah, no. I think
No.
that's a hard no for me.
That's a hard no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think it would do much for me.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like it. You know.
No. And he was showing photos of his rig because he's got a rig. He's like,
He's got an industrial butt fucking machine.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, do you?"
Oh my gosh.
I was like, "How do you wear this?" He's like, "Oh, I don't wear this. This is for them if they want to wear it." I go, "All right, that's a full commit. If you buy a rig for like a friend to put on, you're in the game."
So that means some of these West Hazlitt guys are watching Flight Risk and they see Mark Wahlberg
They're like, "Yeah."
as like a bald rapist, and they're like,
They're
"Hi."
like, whatever. Well,
It's
yeah,
pretty cool.
or they're like, not a big deal. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
like,
you're gonna have sex on
what's
me?
the problem?
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh,
Oh no! This
Which-
jacked Bostonian is gonna
which
have
again-
sex with me.
you were saying like the '90s are coming back. I'm like, yeah, for people that were like peaked and cool in the
Yeah,
'90s.
the
'Cause
'90s
the
are
kids
coming.
is-
The '90s are back for people who suck. That's
Yeah, for 60-years, like 50
Yeah.
and 60-years are like, oh, we could say it again. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I saw this tweet that was like,
Hang on. Sorry. No, you already answered. I was like, would you? I don't know. He should.
Yeah, no.
He used to date like a porn star. he met at a psych ward, and I was like, I'm not gonna unpack
Wait, this
that.
guy you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Who's the porn star? Can you name drop the porn star?
I can't remember her name.
Okay.
Again, at this point, I was like 13. I was fucking hammered on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
But I remember being like, "That's cool." And I was like, "How'd you guys meet?" He was like, "We were at the same like inpatient facility." I was like, "Ah, God, I wish some of those stereotypes weren't fucking real true."
Yeah.
but yeah. But anyway, you know, I was like, I don't know, kid. She's good looking. I don't know if
Yeah,
I'd
one
let her
would hope so.
strap up and ride. That's
Yeah, you know, I don't know. Maybe I could be convinced if I really loved the woman, but
sure. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, if the love of your life was like, "Hey, I really want to do this."
if
And
we've been
you-
married
and
like
if you
15
don't,
years,
hang on. Check this out. I think I don't want to checkmate you here with some of your own logic.
Yeah.
Using some of yourself against you, but the love of your life is like, John, I just really want to rifle it down your back. And if you don't do it, I'm gonna let this homosexual guy who I've been hanging out with.
Oh,
He's gonna let me do it.
not on my watch, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
When you
dude, by
toss her the rig.
I am bending over before she's done with that sentence.
Yeah, you're like, honey, don't even spit. All right. That's true
going
love,
dry.
man. All right. I knew you were romantic. All right.
Yeah,
good for
dude,
you.
wrap it in sandpaper. I don't care. Anything to
Yikes.
avoid that.
All right.
That gay guy getting his
Too
hands on her.
far. Ew, dude. That took me. Oh, man.
That's
That
not
took-
too far. Shut up. That's fine.
Wrapped in sandpaper?
Yeah,
That's-
calm down.
That's GWAT. That's GWAT torture
Dude, Trump's
shit.
president. Comedy's back. We can say whatever we want.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Comedy's
Come on.
like cool again.
Yeah, comedy's back. Comedy's back. Comedy's legal again.
Yeah, you see Austin really wheeling on their decision now. Hey guys, thanks for all your help, you fuckers. Oh God, Joe, I'd love to eat more eggs, but they are $10 for a dozen right now.
Yeah. Sorry, Joe. Yeah, you got to get on the Joe Rogan podcast because he'll feed you coffee for free.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Folgers costs my entire check, like my entire
Dude,
paycheck now.
I this is not the humble brag. I spent $70 getting groceries today. It's not enough for the whole week. I was like, what the fuck? Weird.
Yep. Yeah, I was there last week.
For a single dude, I don't know, man. Maybe we should call up old Cory Booker and be like 25 more hours, baby.
Yeah.
Let
Hey,
it
keep
roll.
doing it. Hey, Corey, maybe it just wasn't enough hours. Maybe that's all.
26 hours straight of being like, groceries.
Check out a couple
cost
hours.
Too much.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Corey. You go back in there for 26 more hours. I'm sure groceries will cost.
I tell you what, if
good
the
enough
right
price
lady
again.
wanted to strap up and buy me groceries, looks like prostitution's back on the menu, boys.
Yeah, that'll very quickly get me to get pegged. If they're buying groceries,
Yeah, I was like,
I don't
shit,
care.
dude.
Everything's
Full tank
out the
of
window,
gas,
dude.
And you're gonna buy me my eggs? All right.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. I'm not gonna headline any bar shows after that. I'll be.
Don't need to. I'm getting fucked in my ass.
I'm a permanent feature, baby.
Johnny, you headlining these days? Don't need to. I'm catching some strays in the behind. All right, but
Yeah, I'm gonna add to my credits. I have a man-made butthole ready to go.
I was gonna say designer-made anus.
Designer made. Tommy
hey,
Hilfiger.
Speaking of
Tommy
speaking of-
Hilfiger, my butthole. What?
I was gonna say, speaking of butt fucking,
Ah.
you want to get into butt plugs?
Yeah, butt plugs. Okay, well,
some
when this
plugs.
episode comes out, it's going to be this Thursday. So tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday night, you can catch me at Traverse City Comedy Fest in Traverse City. And I'll be on the Funny Dozen tonight. I'll be at the Comedy Club with Carol Montgomery tomorrow, and then Saturday I am on the Funny Dozen again. On the weekend of the 24th, I'll be at the Badgerland Comedy Festival, or the whatever that weekend is. The 2 weekends from now, I'll be at Badgerland
Gotcha.
in Wisconsin. I'll be there with Lukey Nesbitt, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. Shout out Luke Nesby.
Yeah, and then I'll just say May 10th, catch me in Lake Odessa. I'll be doing that. Oh, and last thing.
May? Don't be plugging May. This is early April, dog.
Okay. Should I mention my headlining date, though? That's going to
Yeah, all right. Do the headline.
All right.
Date.
July 26th, I'm headlining the Hudson Lake Tavern in Indiana.
Sick, dude. Who books that?
Ty Mead books that.
Oh, Ty Mead actually rules. So.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Rad. Okay, let's see. This comes out Thursday. I'm somewhere in Columbus. I'm hanging out with Sopa and John. And
have them take you out for food, dude.
you know what? I would love to.
They've got a plug on all of the good spots.
Dude, your parents rule. Like everybody, you and your folks, and even my folks are like, "Why are you going to stay in Columbus if you're going to be in Dayton?" I'm like, "It is the closest, most comfortable spot I can go." And I would like to go somewhere. I'll live upstairs. They're not even going to know I'm there because I'm going to be working out and editing by day, so they'll have no idea I'm doing anything. and then So, anyways, I'm in Columbus this
Well, it's
Thursday.
like I do want to say I've told you you're like the older brother I've never had. I think to my parents you're like the older son they never had.
Well, that rules. All right.
Because like it's like you're the son they would have had if they had a baby when they started trying, you know?
Wow. Well,
because they tried for like 5 or 6 years and then they had me. So had it worked the first try, it would be Louis today.
Look at that, everybody. I'm Johnny Mockney. I should be Johnny.
I am Johnny Mockney.
All right. Somehow, I think we have to have our families meet and be like, in some cosmic way, we are one family. Damn it, dude. You're going to have to meet Bernie now.
Yeah.
Which, that's like meeting a wizard. It'll happen when it happens. All right, so I'm somewhere in Columbus. I literally don't know because I just got booked. Then Dayton, I'm at Bricky's Comedy Club on the 11th, and I'm at Jokes and Tokes Comedy Club on the 12th. And then I'll be in Milwaukee the following weekend at Punk Bar in Milwaukee and Easter Cider Brewery in Milwaukee. I don't know. And then I'm actually finally got some Chicago shows at the end of the month, but I'll plug those at a later ep. So, yeah,
right.
man. And Niles, go fuck yourself. You wish you could work Dayton, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, Niles, go back to the shit show.
Yeah, dude.
Go back to planning your weekend around the 3 minutes you're going to do after 11 p.m.
His fucking roast is I had to move to get booked. I'm like, bitch, you live here and you don't get booked. That sucks. That sucks so bad, Niles. I love you, buddy. You're too easy to fuck with.
He's great. It's very easy to fuck with him because he gets very emotional about it.
He's very flappable.
Yeah, he gets very apologetic. He was very apologetic to me.
Which is crazy because I know deep down he doesn't like us. He spoke with real hatred. He was like, Johnny, I'm angry at you because you get booked. And then every time I heckle him, it's like that Simon Carlson video. His face just contorts on stage. He's like, I don't understand it.
I think the thing about Niles, and I say this with affection, he's a hateful son of a bitch, but he's self-aware about it.
Yeah,
you know?
What a wretched dickhead, but at least he knows.
But like he knows, and he's aware, of the insecurity that it comes from, and I think that's the first step to fixing it.
You know what? That's the problem with the world is not a lot of real dudes.
Yeah,
at least he's real about it.
He's a real ass dude, in the words of Louis J. Gomez. And I'll tell you what, Miles, Niles, sorry, whatever your name is.
Yeah, fucking got him, dude. Oh, let's just call him Miles for the rest of the month.
You are, by being self-aware, you're one step closer to fixing the hate in your heart. But maybe one day you'll fix your comedy, too. I don't know. We'll see.
And then you get all those shows Johnny's giving up because he's headlining now.
Yeah, take my scraps, peasant.
Yeah. Fucking all ships rise, you dumb bastard. All right, Patreon, Brast Off time.
Brast off.
Everybody strap in, Brast Off. $3 gets you to where we're going to talk about whose titties and who's...
We name names.
We name names. All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Snow Roach's questions. Go for it.
Snow Roach's question. Okay. Do you want... He posted two. Do you want the silly one or the one that might be kind of serious?
Just do them both, man. We own
All
both, right?
Snow Roach says, What do y'all think about schools imposing $500 fines for students fighting at schools? My local high school that I graduated from has had over 50 plus fights since the beginning of the school year. This is their idea. $500 fines for students fighting at schools.
I think it's dumb. This is systematically a huge problem. You know, like I don't know. It's like, dog, if you don't have the money, you don't have the money. You can fine people all you want. If they don't have the money, they're not gonna fucking pay those fines.
I think you should charge the fine and the money goes to the winner. That's
sure.
fine.
All right, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Find the
but
loser.
But then you'd be dude. Then you got kids like cooking the books. You'd have high school bookies. They'd ironically start getting amazing at statistics and and probable theory.
And now it's just people beating you up for lunch money again.
Yeah, but it's like $500 purse. Like who's
it's
got
high
the bag?
stakes.
Yeah. I think I don't know. If we're gonna bring beating back in school for money, I think teachers should whole-handedly be allowed to do capital punishment. Then
I agree.
Yeah, I'm like,
I think we got to expel kids more. That's my
Yeah,
biggest thing.
expel
There's
kids
so many
more.
kids. I'm like, this kid should have been expelled years ago. I don't know
Yeah,
what's
and then
going on.
I don't understand the argument of giving teachers guns, but you guys can't backhand the shit out of somebody. I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah.
okay, how do you go from harsh language to lethal force? I'm like, give the teachers a taser then. We got to have some less than lethal options. Tell you what,
Yeah.
you know what? Fines are on, but teachers also get tasers. And they're the good ones. You know, the ones
That's
that
a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what, Roach? I'm back. I'm here for it. $500 fines, but I also want every teacher to have one of them like yellow taser guns. That'd be
Yeah, we're
epic.
here for it, Roach.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
No, give me a taser gun. You can find them whenever you want. I don't care.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Another Snow Roach comment. He asks, if your butt is a gun and eating is reloading, what is the type of firepower you are popping off? Grains specifically / is there dragon's breath involved? Buckshot, cannon shells? Thanks.
Okay. If I'm getting his question correct, I'm making war crimes with the way that I eat.
Yeah.
I eat snake meals. Is he talking about legitimate food and dumping, or
If your butt is a gun and eating is reloading, what is the type of firepower you are popping off? So I think he's just asking, what are we eating and shitting? I think that's the question.
Well, hang on. I'll answer both ways then. Bullets wise, I wish I was slender enough to say I was just a Full Metal Jacket green tip 5.56, just shitting out a nice, effective assault rifle round. But more than likely, I'm kind of in a heavier phase. I'm a 308, maybe even a 30-06, you know, real grand thumb type of reload too. So it's like you shove the thumb arounds down my throat, and then when you hear the ping out my ass, you know it's time to reload. So that's my gun one. And then food-wise, yeah, I eat to the point where I really do think I make trench warfare weapons. You could bottle up and artillery shell Ukrainians and Russians with what I'm doing in the bathroom after I eat. It's bad.
Yeah.
I literally had pickle chips before the podcast. I was going to brush my teeth, but I'm like, oh, we're doing a digital cast.
I'm going to say Snow Roach very confidently. I'm a buckshot all the way. You know, I think if I'm an inch above the toilet, we're just getting the entire border. Not a single bit of it is going in. It's just total spread eagle all around, cover the radius. Basically, if you're anywhere in front of behind me, you're in trouble.
Okay,
that's
right.
all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
All right. Dragon's breath even, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're aware of what that is, right?
Yeah. Like gun terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make me call up this army girl and be like, he lied about knowing what dragon's breath rounds
How he
were.
doesn't know what dragon's breath rounds. Well, it's like I don't know how to explain it. Is it just a Is it a wider spread of shells?
This is your Zuckerberg I bow hunt bullshit. You don't know what a fucking dragon's breath round is.
No, I
Don't. You're literally on Google right now.
I'm not on Google,
I
dude.
see you Googling it right
Wait,
now.
is it literally just fire?
No.
Oh, okay.
You
It's
mix
not
it.
like an incendiary.
It is.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw you Google it, dude.
I was not Googling. I was replying to a text from my dad. Shut up.
Would you text your dad, what's a dragon's breath round?
Yeah. It was like, Dad, quick, phone a friend.
Yeah, of course your dad knows. Yeah, it's buckshot or double-aught buckshot
Okay.
that also has incendiary.
Okay, I thought it was incendiary. The reason that I was
We can run it back. You didn't. You thought it was a wider.
No, well, I thought that because of how you used it in the because when I said
this is not on me.
no. When I described how I would take a shit, you said oh, like dragon's breath. So I thought
Well,
like
you eat a lot of spicy food and you'd paint the bowl. With
oh,
flush.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
now that I understand,
it was
that,
way
yes.
more racist than
I
you were
understand how
thinking.
that's incendiary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have assumed it was racist from dragon's breath.
Yeah,
I probably
Thai
should've.
chili. Yeah, dragon's breath also. Yeah, that's real.
Little dragon's breath right in the mouth.
More like dragon's breath out the ass. All right. Questions, Roach. Now you can go to Patreon where we realize we have to answer these. That's a fun little.
Yeah,
something.
everybody, if you are not a Patreon subscriber, or if you're below the $30 tier, the Dummy Gunner tier, if you pay us $30 a month, you can suggest questions and topics for us to answer on air. That's the
And
plug.
let me tell you, I love you guys, but you are insane. But I love that.
But
you
do
Dummy
it.
Gunners.
We need the money.
Yeah,
Please do it.
We do. We do. Because
I'm so
Johnny's got to go on some more first dates because I'm coming for your girls now. I'm coming for them. What's up? Heard you like guns in the army.
I'll turn gay, dude. That's what'll happen.
You're not gonna be gay. Also, you've already running up that hill. All right, I love you, buddy.
You too.
We're gonna edit all around. All right, bye everybody.
Bye, everybody. That is a spicy podcast.
Chinese.
Rocket.